and today I am joined by
Armagelion.
It's great to be chatting to you this evening. First up, can you tell us about Armagelion and where is it you draw your inspirations and ideas from for the band?
Okay, well, Armagelion comes from my fascination to sci-fi, comic books, fantasy. So I really became the character I always dreamed. You know, I took inspiration also for my music from all these great 80s hard rock bands like Def Leppard, Europe, Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, Kiss. So I took all of that and created my own persona, my own character. So this is Armagelion.
Obviously, you can hear all of your influences in your music, and also with like the way you look and everything. Do you have a lot of your artwork and that scattered around your home?
I grew up with this fascination to comic books, fantasy. When I was a little kid, I felt a bit out of place because a lot of people around me didn't like the same stuff that I did. But I said, fuck that. I want to become the character I always dream about.
Okay, so can you tell us about EP or album releases for the rest of the year, and will you be out on tour?
Sure. So far, I have 3 singles out. Welcome to the Show, Lie to Me, and Playing with Fire. Those singles are the preview of my upcoming EP. My EP is going to have 5 songs, and it's going to be out later this year. So 10 of my first EP, a second EP is gonna be out, which combined will form my first album, self-titled Armagelion.
So, with any tracks you have released so far, what's the feedback been like from media and fans to your work?
Oh, so far so good. At first I was a little bit afraid of the response of the people, but it's been great so far. Every single is doing better than the previous one, and I'm really happy, I'm really humble, and I'm really grateful with the people.
Excellent. So, if you were to do a cover version of any song by any band, which one would you choose?
That's a tough question. Uh, Perhaps something, maybe Def Leppard, Motley Crue. I also love Journey.
Okay.
So maybe Journey separate ways.
So, with the internet and everything, do you find it difficult to get noticed because there's so many bands out there? Is it hard to get like recognition?
Uh, well, I think that when you find your right audience, it's not that hard, because I try to offer something different, something they never saw before.
Yeah.
Of course, there are a lot of great bands out there, but I try to offer something different to the people so I get noticed.
So, if I was totally new to your band, never heard of you before, which track would you play to me to introduce me to Armagelion?
I would say Welcome to the Show, my first single. Now, Welcome to the Show is a call-in, it's a statement of what Armageddon is all about. So I think Welcome to the Show is the right way to start listening to Armageddon.
So, what would you say has been your biggest accomplishment musically so far?
Well, I think it's too early to say that, but I think the biggest step so far is to put out my music. A lot of people write music and they never have the chance to put it out, and they never get noticed. So I think you have to be brave enough to put out your stuff to get noticed and say, here I am.
Absolutely. So, what's the most important thing to your band now at this moment?
Now, the most important thing for me is to play live. No, it doesn't matter how good is your music to listen to, but you have to play live. You have to show the people what you got. So I'm putting together a killer show because My debut show, it's going to be November 18 at LA Burning Fest in Los Angeles, California.
Right.
So I'm going to show what Armagelion is all about. Armagelion, it's not enough to listen to it. You have to see it. You have to feel it.
So will he be doing like live streams as well at some stage?
Yeah. I'm preparing a lot of stuff. I'm preparing my first American tour to promote my first CP. So Los Angeles is gonna be the kickoff of the tour.
So obviously Los Angeles and that whole area is like famous for the sleaze rock and everything back in the day. Do you wish you could get in a time machine and go back to those times when it was like top notch?
Yeah, well, I love that music. Sometimes I feel I was born in the wrong year, but if you were born in the wrong year, well, make it yours.
Yeah, that's a good answer, man. Okay, so what was the first album you ever owned?
It was Kiss Alive.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, that's awesome. Have you managed to get to see Kiss on their farewell tour?
Yeah, I saw them in Texas last year, Dallas Fort Worth. It was a great show.
All right, next one. My Belgian friend always asks this question. So, if you were a musical instrument, what would you be?
Definitely drums.
Yeah.
I love the drums. For me, it's they're so powerful. The drums say a lot of your personality, of your sound. You know, when I'm recording, I try to make drum sound as powerful as possible.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say I would be a drum kid. You know,
Excellent.
because of the power, because of the great looking on stage. So I love drums.
First time you ever appeared on stage?
My first time on stage is gonna be November 18th at LA Burning Fest. I'm very excited. I'm putting together a killer show. Of course, I'm gonna be playing my first 3 singles plus new songs. So it's gonna be great, and I hope all the people there enjoy.
Can you tell me what was the last song you listened to?
This morning I was listening to Magic Touch by Kiss.
Oh, brilliant. That's cool. Okay. So what's the grand plan for you guys then? Is it fame and fortune, or are you more wanting to be recognized in the genre and accepted for your music?
Well, it's always important for me to put out together my music, and the response of the people has been great. So I think that be doing what I love and people loving what I love to do, it's the best reward, you know. So that's a great goal to achieve.
Absolutely, man. So who in your eyes is the ultimate rock god or metal god?
Well, there are a lot of metal gods, but I would say Ozzy Osbourne for sure.
Yeah.
And for me, I would say Paul Stanley from Kiss. Paul Stanley was my inspiration when I was a little kid. For me, Paul Stanley is the ultimate rock star, the ultimate frontman. You know, so for me, I would say Ozzy Osbourne and Paul Stanley.
Can you give us 4 words to describe Armagelion?
4 words. Interesting question. Theatricality, hard rock, mystery, heavy metal hero.
Love it. Okay, next one. And if you were stuck in quarantine for a week, which band or musician would you have with you?
Well, I'm always open to collaborate with any artist who shares my vision of great music and a great show.
Yeah.
Of course, to share the stage and collaborate with one of my idols like Motley Crue, Def Leppard, or Kiss is always a dream, but I'm always open to collaborate with any artist who shares my vision of a great show and great music.
Tell us why we should check your band out.
Well, if you like 80s hard rock and heavy metal, if you love a sci-fi, fantasy, comic book, you will love Armagelion. You should definitely check it out.
Vinyl or digital?
No, of course. Vinyl, for me, vinyl, it's always the best way to listen to music, not just because of the sound, but the artwork.
Yeah.
You know, for me, artwork is an essential complement to understand music.
Yeah.
You know, platforms are good, but there's no better way to enjoy music than listening to vinyl. Why? Because that way you will understand the whole idea of the album or the single or whatever. You know, for me, artwork is always very important, and I always find it pretty interesting. So when I get music, I always try to get the vinyl. For me, it's something real important, and it's a compliment to understand the music.
Absolutely. Can agree more, mate. Couldn't put it better myself. Okay, so next one, Lordi or Gua?
I would say Lordi. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, I love them. It's a pretty right up my alley. So yeah, I would say Lordi.
Festival or small intimate gig?
I think small gigs are pretty interesting because they're kind of intimate and private, and you can do things you cannot do in a really big gig. But I would enjoy both of them.
Heaven or hell?
Hell, for sure.
Pizza or beer?
Beer.
Okay. So where would you like
Every
to see Armageddon in 5 years' time?
Well, I hope to be touring all around the world. Perhaps a couple albums out there. Armagelion, fortunately, it's growing fast. So I have to be touring all the world in 5 years.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Thank you so much for having me, Seb. I was really looking forward to this. Thank you to your audience. Hope you guys check Armagelion out. I know you will love it. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. I'm very humble, and I'm looking forward to the next one.